It's 2026, and I think a lot of us are feeling it. This quiet exhaustion with all the old rules, the performative hustle, the curated life, the silent compromises. What if this year isn't about adding more, but about making a conscious swap? Trading what drains us for what truly builds a life of integrity, peace, and impact. Today, I'm declaring 5 non-negotiable shifts that I am making this year, and this is your invitation to make them with me. This isn't about trends. This is about sustainability and integrity. It's about looking at what we've been doing in our heads, on our screens, in our relationships, seeing why it's leaving us feeling stuck, complicit, and empty, and choosing something radically different. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I was definitely a part of the Becoming Her era. I tried to make content from that while I was on my journey. I definitely consumed a lot of that content, so I'm not going to sit here and knock it. It did what it needed to do. But one thing that I started realizing is that with the Becoming Her era, it was a template, and people used it as a complete lifestyle, as a complete way of life, as a complete person. The problem with that is everybody is kind of starting to look the same. Everybody is starting to live the same. Everybody's personalities are starting to become the same. It's definitely, a flaw in the blueprint, but I think that blueprint should be out and becoming you should be in. This comes from the mission statement, the core of the standard, where the standard is an elevated version of you. You are your own standard. Those are the standards that you should only ever follow. Becoming you should be the most exciting journey that you ever end up on. Becoming you is the coolest thing you could ever do in life. I've noticed this a lot in 2025. I mean, it's not new news, honestly, but I have noticed that a lot of the people that have been growing have been problematic. And I'm not necessarily saying controversial or having anything to do with politics, but generally speaking, a lot of people who their content is focused on drama, spewing hate and misinformation, glorifying unhealed behavior. And it's just incredible to me because these are the people our kids are looking up to. We're just continuously giving these people the power that they should not have. We have control over who has that much power. Our likes, our comments, our shares. What should become more popular is giving people who want to do good with the platforms, the community, the support, the love, the engagement. Help them do the work that is not being done by the billionaires. It takes nothing to support people that are actually trying to make the world a better place. The healers, the builders, the truth tellers. The content that you consume is an investment. Invest wisely. As somebody who used to be heavily in this, I'm more concerned for two types of people. The person who does not see anything wrong with what they're doing, feels like they can definitely handle it, feels like they don't have a problem. The second person is the one who knows what they're doing is not okay, the one who doesn't care that much about getting better and just does it anyway. What I have loved seeing and what I hope is more popular in 2026 is getting help. And whatever way that looks like to you, there are many, many ways to get help, whether it's finding a community that understands you, getting therapy, Reiki, learning how to meditate, doing some research through it. For the people who are actively seeking help, because they've recognized, that there are things that they need to work on and they want a better life. They want to be able to learn how to cope with things without having to fall into those, dangerous traps. I applaud you. That is incredible. That is hard. It is not easy. I've gone through my own journey. I would love to see more people choosing to love themselves, facing the troubles, getting the help. There are much more fun stuff to do than to escape using those things. I understand that small talk is a thing that is going to happen no matter how much we try to not contribute, participate. It's going to happen because there are just some situations where small talk is a thing. I feel like once you've spent some time with somebody, and by some time, it could mean as little as 5 minutes. Like you did the, hey, how are you? What's your name? What do you do? Okay, that's the end of it. Now let's get into some depth. I want to get to know you. I don't want to sit there and talk about the weather. Let's talk about what was the last thing you daydreamed. Let's really connect. Small talk is just so complacent. It's lonely. It's unfulfilling. I recommend deeper conversations. I recommend conversations of substance, of wonder and curiosity. I think that should be a really cool, really popular thing in the new year. Well, this year. I think being a bystander, I understand people's reasoning. So, again, I'm not necessarily knocking it because I understand that people are taught this. I understand that people are afraid to do something. I understand. I also know many, many people who have this thought process, I just mind my business. And that's why I stay out of other people's business. I get it, because there are times when that probably would have helped the situation. But at the same time, I feel like people are doing that for everything. Not for things that need somebody to intervene. Not for things that need somebody to not be a bystander, but speak up. You see something, you do something. And sometimes it doesn't need to be you like interjecting yourself in the drama. Sometimes you could just call for help, call somebody, and you don't have to call the police for everything. I found this out. You can maybe like call 911, and then you ask for the non-emergency phone line, or you ask for the fire department or something, and then you can request the fire department. Because most of the cases, the fire department can do everything more than what the police can do. I know a lot of people are scared of calling the police because the police, have been awful. There's a way out of that. There's a shortcut to avoid them. Also, learning how to de-escalate situations, that's helpful too. You don't necessarily have to start yelling or nothing. You de-escalate. The elites, they want us to be angry, and we're like... we're making them look so good right now. We have to have each other's back. We have to help each other. We have to be the community. We have to. We need to look out for each other. We need to speak up when something's not okay. We need to do something when we see something. And if you feel unsafe to do something physically in the moment, just ask for help from somebody else. Get help. Call for help. That's still doing something. There are ways, and if you think that the only way to help and not be a bystander is to jump in a fight, you're kind of part of the problem. It's a lot easier than our stresses, than our anxiety, than our emotions leads us to believe. Listen, I know none of this sounds good. In fact, it sounds probably a little harsh to some of you guys, and some of you guys probably feel attacked. But these are not judgments on your past. The old ways got you here, okay? But I know that you know more now. And I know that you feel it too. So this is an invitation to your future self. Pick one. Just one of these swabs that resonates with you. It makes you feel like, yeah, this is the work I want to do this year. And start there. Here's to a year of less noise and more soul, of less performance and more protection. I'll see you in the comments.